Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant Mum video, and today I'm doing something a little bit different here. For once I'm not talking about Doctor Who, so if you don't like my Doctor Who content but sometimes like some of my alternative stuff that I've done here and there, like my film reviews type things, or my sort of videos on, like, I don't know what I thought of the Series 4, I think it was, Sherlock trailer or stuff along that line, then you might like this video, which is my thoughts on the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game. Yeah, my thoughts on Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I of course here have the Switch version, so yeah, I have a Nintendo Switch and this now. A little bit of a disclosure thing, or disclaimer. That's it, disclaimery thing. I'm not going to give this game a rating out of 10 or anything like that. This is just my thoughts on the game. I've played, I'd like to think, more than an hour, maybe 3. No, I've probably played maybe between 4 to 6 hours, I'd like to think. I've definitely been playing it pretty much all this week. I've played it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and yeah, if this recording it's a Friday, so pretty much all this week, all I've been playing is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So you would think that I'm pretty far into the game, but I'm not. I'm not actually that far into the game. I'm literally, well, I've literally just found the bit where you have the album of all these different photos of where you need to go to get these memories, and yeah, so, well, another disclaimer, there might be a few spoilers here and there, so if you've not played this, or you don't intend to play this game and don't want it spoiled, even though you're not playing it, and that, or you're not playing it but you don't want it spoiled, then this might not be the video for you, so sorry about that. But I would just say this game is, as everyone's already probably said on YouTube 1,000 times before, but this game is just stellar, breathtaking even, breaking the norm for what is a Zelda game, you know. This is coming from someone who's not even a big Zelda fan as well, you know. I know it's easy for you to probably think as a viewer watching this that as I've got a Splatoon hat and a Mario t-shirt on, Nintendo Mario t-shirt, that, oh, well, he's just a Nintendo fanboy, oh, he likes everything Nintendo, blah, 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 he's just going to say that it's a masterpiece for that reason and that reason only. But, I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, the reason why I personally play video games is just to have fun with them. Beyond that, I don't see what the big fuss is about everything else. I mean, of course, it's important to have good graphics, good gameplay, good story, you know, good, you know, online features maybe, you know, good marketing, good this and that, and there is a lot that goes into making a video game, because I am doing a games development course at college at the minute, and I do appreciate that there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that goes into a game, even as, I was going to say as small as this, but this is fucking huge, so wrong game, but, you know, maybe a game like Rocket League is quite small. All it is pretty much you just play it online and that's about it. I mean, it's not really small, but it started out as an indie game, but much like Minecraft, it got so popular that I'm assuming Microsoft probably maybe bought this, or made it in a way where the indie developer people behind Rocket League could distribute it as a physical copied game now. But yeah, but I do appreciate that there's a lot going into video games, but all I want is just to have fun with them, and at the end of the day, I've had fun with this, thus far anyway. I haven't gone into any major bugs or glitches or anything like that, which is kind of ironic, or a bit, not ironic, but a bit strange that people are like, Bethesda and the Skyrim series and the Elder Scrolls series are the best open world games of all time, and yet there are quite a lot of bugs and errors, and, well, not errors, but bugs and glitches and things here and there with their games. And yes, I do appreciate that they are massive open world games, and I'm not saying that it's, you know, impossible, or it's possible to refine all that in that game to 110%, but when they're used to doing that genre and that scope of a game, why is it that then Nintendo, when they do it as a one-off, they somehow, hit the ball and go for a home run, immediately with this game, pretty much. And I mean, as well, behind the scenes, I heard someone once said online somewhere that that people who were working on this game have worked on, or there's teams who have worked on this game who have just worked on the environments and the animals and the wildlife and that and the ecosystem for 4 years, and it shows. There is, little ferrets, little butterflies, ferrets, frogs, fish, all manner of just little wildlife creatures, and it's just madness. This game is just insane. I mean, for goodness sake, I was once playing it quite early on in the day, or really early on in the day, when I'd pretty much woke up, went downstairs, booted up the Switch, played this game. There was a bird noise, right, but the blinds were closed downstairs, so I couldn't tell if that bird noise was actually in the game or actually a bird in real life outside, because I couldn't, all I had was the audio of hearing a bird. I couldn't see the bird outside, if it was a bird outside, or if it was a bird in here. That's how good this game is. From a technical standpoint, when the visual of seeing a bird is taken away from you from this world, and you just have the audio, I couldn't tell if it was a bird in this reality or this reality, which just says how freaking mind-bogglingly good this game is. My only major gripe with the game thus far is, two little nitpicks here, but, one a bit more than the other. I'll get the weakest complaint out of the way first, which is that there is voice acting, but it's very selective. It sometimes has voice acting randomly, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes you'll be talking to a character and then there'll be voice acting when they're telling the story of Calamity Ganon and all that. And that, which I'm not knocking the voice acting is on par and is superb, but then for the rest of the game, it's all just, text-based dialogue like usual. So it's sort of a weird 50-50 mashup of the two, when I would have just preferred either full-on text-based, like always with Legend of Zelda, or full-on voice acting. But then again, with the voice acting, it would cost too much to do everything voice acting. But then with the text-based thing, it would have made this game feel a bit too much like what had happened previously, which is, this game just breaks the mold of what a Zelda game is. And to be fair, this is, again, I really am enjoying this game, and this is coming from someone who's not massively been into the Legend of Zelda games. I played the 2DS ones, Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. I've played Wind Waker HD on Wii U, Ocarina of Time on GameCube. Just never massively got into any of them. I appreciate why the Zelda franchise is loved by many and why it's so important to the industry, because the first NES game was pretty much like, Skyrim of the NES era, essentially. The first sort of, the godfather of action-adventure games, And so, so then to get to this is just insane. It takes elements from, say, The Witcher and Skyrim, but with the familiarity and the history and the characterization of a beloved and already established franchise. Because a lot of people online have said, oh, well, it's just because it's Zelda that it's getting 10 out of 10 from IGN, and these other paid people, everyone's just blowing the loads over the fact that it's Zelda, and if it was reskinned as something else, no one would like it. But I think people still would, because there's still a lot of depth there. There's still a lot of gameplay there. It just so happens you've got the good foundation of good gameplay, but you've also got the icing on the cake being the characterization of Zelda and that world being identified as Hyrule. And, you've got Princess Zelda, you've got Link, you've got, the king character who you meet, spoiler alert, quite early on-ish, and that. you know, you've got these familiar characters, but you've also got this solid foundation of really good, really refined gameplay. My only other gripe beyond the voice acting thing, and then it being text-based randomly and that being very 50-50, is the fact that the weapons break very easily, which is very annoying, surprisingly enough. The weapons break very easily, but it doesn't help that certain weapons have certain uses, if that makes sense. For example, if you need to cut a tree to make a bridge, you can only do that with an axe. If you've broken an axe, then you're gonna have to try and find a new axe. So that's kind of annoying. And yeah, the weapons just break really easily, and it just gets a bit annoying that, personally, to me anyway, because I get quite, for some reason, clearly personally attached to this weapon. I like the look of it, I like the way Link uses it, whether it's like, you know, jabbing it with a spear type weapon or like swinging it around kind of, you know, like a club, you know, and then to see it break, it kind of annoys me and aggravates me that then, oh okay, now I'm gonna have to find another one of these, and especially if it's a more harder to find weapon and that. But yeah, I mean, I hadn't really done a lot of the dungeons either. I've done the ones in the Great Plateau, but then again, you have to do those ones to get the hang glider, or the glider, and that. And as I say, I'm really not that far into the game, to be honest. I've literally, as I say, where I'm at currently is at the bit where I've got the memories back, and now, oh, not my I haven't got my memories back, but I've got images / photos of where Princess Zelda took pictures, and so now you have to go to those places to get your memories back. That's where I'm at currently, so I'm probably not even at 10% through the game. I'm probably more 5% through the game, if that, you know, which is ironic considering I played it Monday through Thursday. But yeah, I definitely recommend playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, whether it's on Wii U or on Switch. Just please do try and play this game, because it's massive and insane, and you know, you'll have a ton of fun, and at the end of the day, that's why I play video games. So thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.